Hello, it's Suzanne from Making It in Maine. Sitting outside in the backyard. It is a very, very hot day. Why do I have long sleeves on? That's a very good question. I may have to go in and change. But anyway, I wanted to show you something that I finished. Yes, I said finished. And it is my little needle punch vase with flowers that had been stagnated for years because it had a blue frame around it of punching, the embroidery floss, an embroidery floss frame around it. And when I put it in the wooden and glass frame, it did not line up well. So I recently ripped the line out and I went in to repunch the black in the areas that I had pulled stuff out. So I have it finished and I want to show you. The light, the glare is not good. And last night when I was looking at it, I was trying to decide, should I have it in glass or should I just have it out of the glass so you can see the texture of it. And I like the idea of glass because it would keep it dust free, but I also love being able to see the texture. So I just showed it to you with glass. Now I will show it to you without glass and see what you think. I'm thinking without glass. What are you thinking? You could let me know in the comments, because the back is still unfinished. So once I have made my final decision, I will I'll glue a piece of stiff paper on the back of the frame to finish it. But there it is. It's pretty sweet, I think. It has an easel that it sits on, so I don't know if I'll stick with the easel or hang it. Haven't decided that yet. So anyway, there's that. And I brought this out. I've showed you this. I have shown you this. I showed you this. I have shown you this. My little stitchery quilts, little wall hanging. So I want to get started on finishing that. And I'm trying to decide if I should use a thicker sort of DMC. Put it on my up against my chest. A thicker DMC, or should I use just a heavy quilting thread? This is YLI. This is a different color, but it's YLI, which I really like for some hand quilting projects. So should I go with the, okay, let me get it back on my chest. See, this becomes quite difficult to see. Here we go. Should I use the YLI quilting thread, or should I use the DMC? I guess you might want to see it on here to decide. I already held the DMC up against, see the quilting thread would blend right in, and I'm just going to stitch in the ditch basically. So you really wouldn't see that very well, and I kind of like the idea of that. So I just can't decide. And when I got this out the other day, I had it in, oops, it must have come out of the needle I had it in. But I had it in a needle from my pincushion, and it felt just not sharp enough to go through the layers without leaving a big old hole. This one seems decent. Yeah, I don't know. It's awfully thick. Not sure I want to go with that one. So I brought down, this is a little felted basket that my friend Linda made years ago. We were at the same school. She was the guidance counselor and I was the technology teacher. So she made a bunch of these for Easter baskets, and I think it's super sweet, and pink and brown. That was during my pink and brown obsession. So anyway, I think I have a Christmas, well, I know I have a Christmas stocking that Linda made, and I'm quite sure that is pink and brown too. Anyway, so this has all of my various needles in it, and self-threading needles, you know, those are for quilting. I never was a real fan of those. Binding needles, so many different kinds of needles. Let's see, so I was looking through here. Gold eye tapestry needles. Not quite sure why I bought those, because I don't do tapestry, but maybe they're good for something else. Okay, here's an embroidery and crewel, more embroidery and crewel, more embroidery, more embroidery. Some of these, I think, were in amongst my mother's belongings. So, milliners, lots of milliners. And these, wait till you see these. Look at the size of these, size 11 and size 12 quilting needles, because the reproduction quilt shop that I used to frequent, she used these little tiny guys. Look how tiny they are. Please pardon my grubby looking fingernails. That's what happens when you garden with your hands. But look at the size of those compared to these. So tiny. Those are the tiniest of all. Look at those. Wow. Very difficult to thread, I tell you that, because the eye is super tiny. The 12 is bigger than the 11, but I feel as if the eye of the 11, wait, maybe the 12 is smaller. I don't know. It's a tiny eye in both cases. Okay, and then I have some several chenille needles and some betweens and some chenille. So I don't know what, I really don't know what needle would be best for this project. Might just have to test some out. Oh, that breeze feels delicious. Then I have some vintage packages of needles. This one has a piece of fabric in there. Look at that. So anyway, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. These are called sharps. All things keep jumping out of my hands like Mexican jumping beans. Yeah, these are all called sharps. So I'm gonna have to test some of these out and decide what I'm gonna do. I tell you what I'm gonna do. One thing that I've got to do is cut the binding for my granddaughter's quilt. I've got to do that very soon. Not because there's any grand rush, but just because it's back, you know, it's been back from the long armor for a while, the long arm quilter for a while, and I just want to finish it. So, that's what I'm up to right now. Deciding on a needle and deciding on a thread. So I shall play around with that. Phew, hot and sweaty. I'm gonna give you a update on the gardens in just a second, but this is my gardening practice. Square foot gardening. I should go get my other book to show you that is so well used, so worn. Before I do that though, I want to show you a picture of something that I have wanted in my yard for years. It hasn't happened yet because it would require my husband's efforts as well, and sometimes we're very slow to do things, to get things done. Well, and my sewing room floor is proof positive of that. But anyway, this is a dry stream bed that I saw in a landscaping book many years ago, and I think it is just so beautiful. And we have this one area of our lawn, there's a bit of a incline, and then it flattens out before it hits our house, but it's just a wet area, and I just think the idea of digging it up, putting some landscaping cloth down, and then some lovely stones on top of that would be so lovely. So this is the dry stream bed. What do you think? I really like it. All right, I'm going to go get the other well-used square foot gardening book, and then I'm going to give you a tour. Oh, there's the thread I lost on the grass. And then I'll give you a tour of the gardens to show you where we're at. Okay. Here is one raised bed. At the top are my herbs. And then husk cherry on this side of the basil. And some green beans. I think I have another round of salad turnip actually on this side of the basil as well. Basil and parsley. And then some green beans. And then onions. And over here, I haven't done any weeding in here, I don't think, since this got planted. This is the squash bed. Oh, there's my shadow. Hello, how are you? Yes, so this is all the squash. Squash, squash, squash. Here is my clematis. I love clematis. All right, let's go. Let's go to the, oh wait, hello. Here's the other raised bed. We have some cucumbers coming along. Oh yes, look at this one. That one is ready to pick. Because I don't know about you, but who wants a cucumber? It's big and fat with awful seeds. So there is our first harvest of the year. Very exciting. All right, this garden needs some serious weeding, this raised bed. So there's more cucumber climbing up there. Here's my arugula. I really need to pick some of that to chomp on. Here's kale that came in very sparsely. I think, oh yes, that's radish over there. Some of those are ready to harvest. I can see their red globes. Let's see. And some beet greens. Love beet greens. Here are the carrots that are coming in sparsely. There's a big purslane that needs to be pulled out of there. And grass growing in amongst the kale. I need to weed that. And let's see, Swiss chard. My beloved Swiss chard here in this line. And the corn is growing nicely. And here we have a lot of salad turnip. Some green beans in the center and the outside. And there's some kale beyond the tallest of the green beans. Oh dear. Okay, the tomatoes desperately need a weeding. High priority there. Okay, let's go over here. And there's the zucchini patch and cauliflower. Let's go over here. There's the cauliflower there. And the broccoli patch. I still need to weed the broccoli patch. So anyway, that's the garden. Let's go check out the blueberries. Let's check out the blueberries. Oof, look how loaded. Look how loaded this baby is. Ooh la la. Yep, not really getting any color yet. Yeah. Ooh, that one has an issue now, doesn't it? I hope this covering is okay, because I'm seeing some weird kind of spots on the berries. I do see a wee bit of blue down in there. And let's look at the smaller bush. Oh, ooh, got a little bit of blue coming there. Those are probably ready to pick. All right. So that is, oh wait, I'm going to take you out front. Hold on a moment. Ooh, look how much the weeds have grown. You can't even see my dad's old tool heads anymore, or the granite slab. I think my husband needs to come out here with his weed whacker. Now, I wonder what this is. This looks, wow, this is just so grown in. Holy moly. I don't know what's happened in here. It's turned into a jungle, an absolute jungle. All right, let's get back to the front. This path is the way we used to walk up to my husband's parents. It's very much grown in. Used to be wide open. Here's Lupin Alley. Now that the lupin have gone away, and this is how unattractive they are when they're not in bloom anymore. Unattractive seed pods. So this is what I wanted to show you. This is Queen of the Prairie. I saw this at a garden in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It was planted with another white perennial, a gooseneck perennial, and I planted that also in a different spot, and oh my goodness, it was really terribly invasive, and this is quite invasive as well. This has taken up a large part of our front lawn, corner side of our front lawn. So, yep, part of me wishes I had never planted that. But anyway, it is awfully pretty. It's very delicate and pretty. That is Buttercup Corner. The buttercups have pretty much gone away. I don't know what this white stuff is. Oh yes, that I used to have in the perennial garden, and it too kind of took over. So when things take over, I tend to throw them over here in the scruffy area of our lawn that we do not mow. That's sort of like a baby's breath, I think. Right, that's a little view of the lawn, the front. Here's our crazy blackberry patch. Again, something that perhaps I should not have planted. But anyway, it looks as if we may get some blackberries this year. I hope so. They are big and thorny, that is for sure. Big and thorny. Yeah, doesn't look like a huge, does not look like a huge crop. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it, but something is ailing it. That's not good. Some little disease or something, I don't know. And here's our plum tree. Ooh, something yucky up there. Yeah, that big black looks like poop. I don't know what that is. There are some plums on it. Can you see them? Can you see the plums? Look carefully because they blend right in. All right. That's it for the garden and yard tour. As promised, here is the very well-worn coverless copy of my original square foot gardening book. So yeah, I have used it hard, and I wanted to buy a new one before, I don't know, just to have, because I do love square foot gardening. Okay, you've seen what I finished, what I'm working toward finishing. You've had a tour of the gardens. So that's going to be a wrap for this video. So please like if you like what you see. Please subscribe. It will help me so much if you do. You have to log in. You have to sign in to subscribe. You have to sign in to comment. But after you've done those things, you can sign right out if you're a person who doesn't like to stay signed into things or doesn't like to stay logged into things. Yes, so like, subscribe, share if you know somebody else who might like what I'm doing, what I'm talking about. And I hope you come back again. From my heart to yours. Bye for now.